I have approached many companies in Singapore who have this mentality right now that is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right? For me, I feel that it's a very backwards mentality, but I can see where they're coming from because things have been very safe for them. They're making a good income, but that's not to say from 4 years from now that will be the same thing. No, 4 years, 5 years from now, everyone has to adapt or die.
If you ever thought that there has to be a better way to run a business, and what better way than doing it with automation? Welcome to Do What You Love, the podcast segment where entrepreneurship meets purpose. In the past, we have featured talented solopreneurs who have thrived and big successful in their own fields. And do check out in the playlist down below in the description. In today's edition, I'm joined by Mark Tan, founder of Lynqra, an automation partner that helps lean teams streamline operations by building smart, reliable automations from hiring to invoicing, approvals to alerts. The cool part, they work with tools you probably already know. So stay tuned to find out. Okay, very welcome to today's edition of Do What You Love. So happy to have you today in person. To those who don't know, we actually got acquainted through a course which we actually attended together. So shout out to the ACLP gang. Right? And yeah, maybe we can share the audience more about you, and perhaps for someone hearing about Lynqra for the first time, maybe you can describe what Lynqra does and what's it really about.
Happy to be here, Sophie. Thank you for inviting me. So let me share a little bit about myself. First of all, I came from a marketing background. So when I first graduated from university, I had a degree in marketing. So I decided to pursue a career in marketing from that point onwards. So for the first 2 years, and during the time when I was in my university, I was working in marketing all the way. First for a restaurant, then for an IT company, then for a little bit on the public sector side. So during this period, that was when ChatGPT came out. So ChatGPT was a huge disruptor in the entire ecosystem, right? Not just marketing was affected, you could see HR was affected, admin was affected, literally everything you could do in the snap of a finger, all right? So at that point onwards, I felt my career was in danger because I was creating all these articles that took days upon like days of research and all this kind of thing. And that could be done in like a couple minutes with ChatGPT. So I felt I'm in danger here. And that was when I decided to really, really dive deep into what AI is able to achieve, what I can do with AI, what I can work with to create, all these kind of AI systems. And yeah, I pivoted my career from that point onwards. So I left my marketing job. The first thing is because, it wasn't very prospective. And then the second thing was because I felt AI was going to be big. So I really, really wanted to dive deep into it.
So you actually started Lynqra pretty young, right? So as a 20-plus-year-old man. So what made you decide that you want to start this business? And, what was your calling like?
So I wouldn't say I'm very young. I'm 29, which is an okay age, I suppose. Why I decided to start this at this point of time? Okay, so for me, I'm a forward-looking person in the sense that I always try to be ahead of what is next. All right. Right now in Singapore, I would say the technology adoption rate is kind of slow as compared to other countries like perhaps US or even UK. In the United States, for example, AI automation is a huge thing already.
Exactly.
All right. You have people, freelancers, as well as companies coming up with AI RPAs, AI automation systems for companies to basically eliminate 80% of their workload on day-to-day tasks. But we don't see that in Singapore yet. Right. I have approached many companies in Singapore who have this mentality right now that is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right? For me, I feel that it's a very backwards mentality, but I can see where they're coming from because things have been very safe for them. They're making a good income. But that's not to say from 4 years from now, that will be the same thing. 4 years, 5 years from now, everyone has to adapt or die. Right? If your competitors are able to use AI automation to reduce 80% of their tasks, you're going to give your customers better prices for the goods than you can ever achieve.
True, that's true.
So you have to adapt one way or another. And what better way than a very affordable kind of AI system, AI automation partner like Lynqra? What we are able to do is we are able to really automate your day-to-day tasks, whether it's HR, whether it's marketing, whether it's admin, finance, or whatsoever. So long as you do it on a day-to-day basis, doesn't require a lot of critical thinking, we are able to help you automate it. That's not to say we're here to replace employees altogether. What we're here to do is to really eliminate all this manual workload that is spent and that is basically time spent on things that really don't require a lot of thinking.
So you see this as a future of, streamlined workflow, increased productivity,
Definitely.
and definitely reduce bottlenecks?
Definitely reduce bottlenecks. So for example, with regards to the HR system that I talked to you, that I mentioned just now with regards to the recruiting company, they eliminated 80 to 90% of their day-to-day workload based on this system itself. So they don't have to comb through hundreds of resumes. They don't have to really, after combing through the resume, they don't have to email the candidates to get them to sign up for a meeting. All this is done by the AI system. So long as the company lists to us, right? Step A to step E, we're able to do it one by one by one by one, get our AI system to automate the entire workflow for you, and basically just solve every problem there is.
Maybe you can share your favorite, case study, or maybe your client story and how it has changed their business processes and produce very positive outcomes.
So what this recruiting company did was they worked with me and I helped them create this system where it helps to scan each candidate based on their resumes, the details that they input in, as well as then it pairs it up with the job description to see how good of a fit they are. So the good candidates will automatically be filtered out, and then it will send an email to them with a Calendly link, and they can automatically just put in the time slot that they are available for interview. So it completely eliminates you having to comb through each resume, go to each candidate and find out their information and then email them. All right. So it eliminates this entire process and goes straight to the interview process. Right. So what this recruiting company was able to achieve is that 18 to 90% of their day-to-day workload was completely eliminated because they were using completely manual methods in the past. Then now, because of this system, they are able to, get so much more job openings because their recruiters they have so much time freed up for them, and they are able to get more clients in, focus on client acquisition in terms of the amount of job openings that they have available, and they can focus on these aspects instead. So they actually managed to do quite significantly better in terms of profit generation.
On a personal level, what made this work meaningful for you?
So I have a lot of passion for AI in the sense that I feel it is the future, right? It is not just a fad. It's not a bubble. It is quite literally the thing that will change the world. For the better, for the worse, I'm not quite sure about that. But right now, I'm just jumping on the trend. And this is one area I feel I can excel in because I'm able to understand how people do their work, how to process things, and how to plan out the processes in a way where the AI is able to, have to solve problems rather than to create more problems. Because right now, when you think about AI, right, a lot of people when they're using AI, it tends to create more problems than it does solve. So let's put into perspective AI agents, for example. There are so many AI agent companies out there, but AI agents, they don't really solve any issue. You just ask them for something that sometimes they might respond with the wrong thing, either that or it doesn't achieve the outcome that you want. For me, I really, really dive into a company's day-to-day operations and find out, hey, what is their bottleneck? What are they facing on a day-to-day problem that is day-to-day basis that is wasting a lot of time, and where there are a lot of errors where AI can come in and solve it for them. And then when I come in and help them fix it, I feel good about myself because this is gratifying for me, because I feel like my work is actually able to achieve something that is productive for companies.
So if someone in their 20s and 30s decided to venture into doing solopreneurship, like what you do, what advice would you give, and what kind of like characteristics or traits they need to have in order to excel?
Okay. So one thing is they need to be ready to have zero income for the foreseeable future. So don't go into it when you have like large amounts of loans lah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Keeping it real.
Yeah. So if you're about to get married, BTO,
Yeah.
hold off on it for a bit, think about how you're gonna approach it, whether you're able to sustain first,
Exactly.
then dive into it. Don't just dive into it just for the sake of being your own boss. Right. That sounds amazing and all, but it's not everything that it's cut out to be. Okay. So second thing is you really, really need to be determined that this is the way forward. All right. You cannot half-ass your way into it. Sorry for my language.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you cannot say, oh, I'm just going to do this and hope it works. You really, really have to go and make it work. You have to attend events. You have to meet other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and try and build relationships and leverage on these relationships, and see where it goes from there. All right. Third thing is, I really, really have to emphasize this because a lot of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs are selling their souls. All right.
Okay.
In terms of diving into things that they're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And for this, I really have to stand firm on it because you don't want to lose yourself along the way.
True.
All right?
That's true.
So for me, I'm a very faith-driven person, and things that go against your morals. All right. It's fine to make a quick buck and all of this, but if you sell your soul doing it, what's the point, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Let's say they have a full-time job making transition into something they want to do. Do you see there will be any challenges, or do you think that this is something they can excel if they put their mind and soul into?
There will definitely be challenges in terms of the monetary side of things and in terms of getting that first few customers, because that first few customers is what will pilot your way to success. All right. So getting that first customer, especially in a consulting business or something that is very high value, high ticket, right? Is going to be very, very difficult. It might take like 6 months to get your first customer, especially if you're like charging upwards of 20K to 30K. All right. Stay firm, believe in yourself, and don't give up. All right. If you really need money, then no choice. You have to dive into maybe part-time work or find another career to supplement this side thing that you have going. But of course, make sure that you have a good steady pool of money first before you dive into it. Don't have too much commitments on the back end. Yeah.
Exactly. Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much. Any last words from you? Anything you want to share with our viewers?
Let me just mention why people and SMEs, as well as enterprises, why everyone should be working with Lynqra as an automation partner. From marketing to finance to HR, you'll realize that on a day-to-day basis, 60 to 80% of your time is spent on menial tasks that can be automated, and you will realize that your time can be spent better on critical and strategic work instead. So what Lynqra does is we try and automate all these things so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about accuracy. You don't have to worry about the time spent. And you can spend your time on more productive things, profit generation, revenue generation, and even cutting down on spending. So from a business point of view, this is very, very key because it allows you to get better costs, produce things faster, and reduce the amount of errors that you have on a day-to-day basis. It pays itself off in less than a year from our customers' point of view, from our current clientele's point of view, and we can tap on grants as well to reduce 50 to 70% of the cost. So if you're interested, just hit us up at Lynqra.com and we'll be happy to have a conversation.
Of course, 2025 is going to wrap up soon in a couple of weeks. So what would your plans for like in 2026? Maybe you can share with us a bit of snippets.
So right now we are focused on trying to get funding as much as possible in terms of either investors or getting more clientele. And then we will scale up from there and see how it goes. Maybe getting in more sales personnel, maybe focus a bit more on marketing as well. But ultimately, outreach is the biggest part of what Lynqra is doing right now, what Lynqra is focusing on. And from there, we will try and build our team as big as possible to firstly try and get more Singaporeans to come in and give them their rice bowl, and then also try and automate the businesses in Singapore to help them improve their processes, improve their operations, and get them better profitability. And also, we have to keep learning as well, right? It doesn't just stop there. We don't just learn this particular API, how it works, and then try and solve things that we are already familiar with. We have to dive into things that we are not familiar with. Try and find out what the latest AI technologies are and how we can leverage on them. Yeah. So for example, Google Gemini right now has this amazing kind of image editor where it's much better than anything ChatGPT or Grok is able to accomplish. I think it was called a Nano Banana. Yeah. So these are the technologies that we should always be trying to keep ourselves up to date with, and we'll always try and work with companies to give them the best solution and the latest solutions possible.
Thank you so much for sharing all your wonderful insights and experiences. And really appreciate it. I wish you all the best in your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're watching this, make sure you check out Lynqra.com. And of course, you can reach out to Mark via email. I have leave all the info in the description below, and make sure you check it out. Leave a comment down below which area of focus of your business that you like to automate. So I would love to hear from you. And last but not least, don't forget to give us a like and tap on the subscribe button if you have not done so. And until then, I will see you again.